Over 20 years ago, I took a position with the Department of Corrections. And I went in as a security officer, what the average person would say is a guard, what I called a glorified babysitter. And I did that for a grand total of 6 months. And I saw this need in the offender population that just was not being met. There was nobody that taught them to be better people when they left prison than when they came in. So I looked at people that came in as kidnappers, as assaulters, as murderers, and they left the same way, with no hope, no training, no skills. And I searched throughout the department, found a division that was focused on training inmates in life skills. And I went from running an 80,000 square foot greenhouse for them to running 5 shops with 250 offenders under me at all times. And I think the last time I checked, I touched about 11,000 individuals in those 20 years that came to work for me at one time or another. And when I turned them loose from my program, it was generally because they had what we called killed their number, which means they served their full sentence, or they got paroled, or they got out on a work permit, something of that sort. And when those guys left, they had skills that they never had before. Some of them it was, hey, this is how you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning so you can be at your workshop at 6. Some of them have never done that. They grew up in gangs, they grew up in the inner city. They had no life like that. Other guys could not do what they had formerly done. So I taught them a skill set within their work center. Sometimes it was composites manufacturing, sometimes it was the greenhouse. We even did beekeeping, for goodness sake. But the driving force behind that was turning out a better product than what we got when we started. And they had no idea. I would say easily 90% of the offender population has no idea how to manage money. They have no idea how to invest. They have no idea how to start their own business. I started out my working life as an entrepreneur. So I taught them what I knew, and it was amazing. I still communicate regularly with former offenders that I managed that now are what I would consider good, honest, hardworking members of society. And that's what prison is supposed to do. You're not just warehousing them. You're trying to turn out something and fix a problem that was better than what you got. And that's what drove me from prison. When that time was over, I still needed to fulfill that service in my soul, because I only feel useful when I am being useful. And I couldn't do that just sitting there retired. And I knew when I got out of the prison system, when I got done with that phase of my life, I needed to be of service still. And the best way I could be of service was teach people what I knew, which was the financial industry. How do you save? Sometimes that's the biggest thing I have to teach people, is this is how you put a nickel away for every dollar you make. To some people that seems like impossible. And so I knew I had a specific skill set that would allow me to be of service to my community, and that was where it was.